All right, today we are diving deep into one of the most incredible places on the entire planet, the Amazon. But here's the thing, to really get it, you've got to forget everything you think you know about rivers. Because the Amazon, it isn't just a river. In so many ways, it's a sea.
I mean, just think about it. A river is supposed to do certain things, right? Well, the Amazon, it pretty much defies all the rules. It's this place of wild paradoxes, a river that actually changes its color, its name, and get this, sometimes it even flows backward.
So, what's with this number? 209,000? Well, that is the number of cubic meters of fresh water the Amazon pumps into the ocean every single second. To put that into perspective for you, that's 20% of all the fresh water that enters all the world's oceans, coming from just this one river. Its power is just mind-blowing. And all that incredible power leads us to our first big idea. The Amazon's scale is so massive, it really challenges what we even think a river is. This is something people call the river-sea paradox. You can totally see why early explorers were just so confused. I mean, during the rainy season, the Amazon can swell up to 48 kilometers wide. That is so vast that you can be standing on one bank and the other side is just gone. It's completely beyond the horizon, exactly like you're staring out at the ocean. So it's no surprise that the locals nicknamed it the River Sea. And this whole River Sea thing, it gets even weirder. Twice a year, a huge tidal wave from the Atlantic Ocean comes crashing into the river's mouth. And it is so powerful, it literally forces the Amazon to flow backward for kilometers. This crazy event is called the Pororoca, and surfers actually travel from all over the world just to ride this reverse wave deep into the jungle. Wild, right? But for all its power, which is totally undisputed, the Amazon is actually locked in this decades-long scientific battle with another giant, the Nile. And the question at the heart of it all is, which one of these rivers is actually the longest in the world? For years and years, all the textbooks have crowned the Nile as the winner, giving it a slight edge of about 250 kilometers. But the story doesn't end there, not at all. South American scientists, using satellite mapping, they argue that if you trace the Amazon all the way back to its true, most distant source, way up high in the Andes, it's actually way longer. We're talking potentially 7,000 kilometers, which would snatch the title. And yeah, that debate is still raging today. But here's the thing. While its length might be up for debate, its power, oh, that is not. The Amazon discharges more fresh water than the next 7 largest rivers in the world combined. When it comes to sheer volume, there is simply no contest. None. So the Amazon isn't just this one single thing, right? As it snakes its way across the continent, it changes its name, its color, its whole personality, really. And that leads to one of the most stunning natural sights on the entire planet. This is the famous Encontro das Aguas, or the Meeting of Waters, and it is incredible. You have the dark, almost black, acidic water of the Rio Negro flowing right alongside the sandy, muddy water of the Amazon, which, by the way, is actually called the Solimões River at this point. And for hundreds of kilometers, they share the same riverbed, creating this perfect two-toned river, but they just refuse to mix. So why? How is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to some pretty basic physics, actually. These two rivers have totally different properties. The dark Rio Negro is warmer, it's slower, and it's denser. The sandy Amazon is cooler and way faster. And these differences are so extreme that they create a kind of natural barrier, keeping the waters separate, almost like oil and water. But, all of these incredible things on the surface, the reverse flows, the meeting of waters, they're all kind of a distraction. They hide a much, much deeper secret. A secret that, until very recently, was completely unknown to science. What if I told you there wasn't just one Amazon River, but 2? One on the surface that we can all see, and another, invisible giant, flowing directly underneath it. Let me introduce you to the Rio Hamza. It was only discovered back in 2011 by a team of geophysicists, and it's this massive underground river, named after their lead researcher, Dr. Valya Hamza. Now, it's not a river in a cave like you might be thinking. It's more of a colossal, super slow-moving flow of groundwater, just seeping through porous rock 4 kilometers below our feet. The scale of the Hamza is just staggering. It's way, way wider than the Amazon. We're talking up to 400 kilometers wide in some spots. And yet, its flow is incredibly slow, more like a creeping ooze than a current. It is a true ghost river, silently mirroring its famous sibling up above, moving on a geological timescale.
Okay, so the secrets aren't just geological. The Amazon jungle has also been like a time capsule, this perfect vault, preserving evidence of lost worlds, both of prehistoric monsters and forgotten human civilizations.
In this lost world, if you think anacondas are big, you haven't met their ancestor. Long after the dinosaurs went extinct, a new apex predator rose up to dominate the swamps of ancient Amazonia, the titanoboa. I'm not kidding. The titanoboa grew up to 15 meters in length. That's longer than a school bus, and it weighed over a ton. Fossils show it was hunting giant crocodiles and massive turtles. This was a creature from a completely different scale of existence. Just amazing. For a long, long time, historians and archaeologists, they all believed the Amazon soil and its dense jungle were just too difficult to support any large, complex societies. It was seen as this pristine, untouched wilderness. Well, that assumption has now been completely and totally shattered. Using LiDAR technology, which is basically lasers that can see through the dense jungle canopy, scientists have uncovered the remains of a vast, interconnected network of cities. They were built by the Kasarabe people between 500 and 1400 AD. These people built massive earthen pyramids, sophisticated water management systems, and these raised causeways that ran for kilometers in perfectly straight lines. And then, around the year 1400, they just vanished, leaving behind this profound mystery. So, we've peeled back just a few layers, right? We found an underground river, a lost civilization, prehistoric giants. It just makes you wonder, in a place this vast and this mysterious, what other secrets are still out there, just waiting to be discovered?